also be able to see it. You see it pop up in the corner. It's all right. Yeah. Yep, there we go.
We are live.
Thank you. So we'll call to order the meeting, this Finance Committee meeting for Monday, January 21st, 2025. So if board members will identify themselves.
Sure, Vanessa Nordyke, member.
Hey, Matthew, alternate.
You're a member.
Member.
Yeah,
Member
Gwen.
alternate.
And hopefully we'll get Councilor Tigan on here pretty quick. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes from the November 18th meeting? And for the record, Mayor Corey has joined us.
I just noted I was not present for the November 18 meeting, but I'm comfortable proceeding with moving if there are any questions or concerns. I move to approve.
We have a second. Can I second?
Yep.
I'll second, because
And Counselor Tigan is present.
right, for the record, Councilor Tigan has joined us.
Thank
Did
you.
you have an opportunity to review the minutes from the November meeting?
I did not. I can't speak to their veracity as I was not at the November meeting.
So what, I reviewed them, I don't know, did anyone else review them? We've got a motion and a second, so all approved?
Aye.
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 Okay, motion passes.
Elbowing you if you next time.
Yeah, sorry.
And
Sorry, Sergeant at Arms, it's in white invisible ink. Sergeant at Arms from the super.
Perfect, good.
Did we have
Chair
any?
Nguyen,
Sir, yes, sir.
Be the lawyer.
Sir, yes, sir.
Just make sure all the members vote, and if you don't feel comfortable voting, you can abstain if you weren't at the meeting, but we need to get everyone's vote on record.
Okay,
I didn't see-
Aye.
and you two were aye, did you?
I should abstain.
Okay,
If you're, we have
Just point of order, city attorney, does the alternate always vote or only if
Just
there
if
are other members?
only if the alternate is needed to participate, since you have a quorum, the alternate shouldn't participate in discussion or vote. Yeah.
So I give you a hard time for no reason. I apologize.
so motion passes. We had, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 ayes and Mayor White abstained.
and just to clarify, 3 ayes since
Oh, because, yeah.
Councilor Mallard just,
Sorry.
I just threw one out there. Good.
Just trying to confuse me. And did we have anyone signed up for public comment? Okay, no public comment, so action items. You want to take the floor?
Absolutely. Keith might chime in also. So I apologize for the short notice. I did email it out to everyone. I'll share the screen. We do have 10 members for your consideration for the City Efficiency Committee. And we did request a short bio for each of them. And sorry, it is actually 9. We were informed the Willamette University representative we were looking for is unavailable. So we have 9 other members for consideration. And we can do this however you'd like. We can walk through individually. If there's any questions on specific ones, we can talk about those. So however you'd like to proceed.
I have a question. City manager, can you explain what was your philosophy for identifying these individuals? Why these group, why these individuals?
Tom offered myself and Mike Erdman met, and we basically throughout considered a variety of different individuals, and this was the group we arrived at through a consensus conversation. I know 6 out of the 9 individuals personally, and think that they will be great additions to our Blue Ribbon Task Force, and the others were put forward by Tom. The primary criteria are people who are familiar with dealing with complex budgets in larger organizational settings. And that was primarily what we were looking for, was people that had an objective perspective, could bring an objective perspective to the table, but also were familiar and comfortable in talking about budgets in larger organizations, in more complexity, maybe sole proprietorship.
So as a follow-up, if I may, have all these individuals except for the Willamette University unnamed rep, have they all expressed a willingness to participate?
Yes,
Okay. Thank you.
they are coming forward willingly, and they have been asked, and they each have accepted the call.
Great.
So it's my understanding, you have 4 meetings scheduled with these folks.
Yes.
So did you want to speak to what happens next, assuming that we move to approve these 9?
So one of the reasons we were hoping for a quick meeting today to review these members is we have 2 meetings scheduled for next week for this group and 2 meetings the following week. But we'll schedule additional meetings if needed, but I'm hoping that 4 meetings is sufficient. They're both an hour and a half. They'll be noticed as a public meetings. You'll see them on the city calendar. So after they're selected, we'll add them to the calendar invite. The first meeting will be some slight, probably educational pieces that we're hoping to get across, just with a lot of different industries represented, so kind of level setting for the city budget, and kind of chart the path from there.
So if they're on the city calendar, does that mean the public can attend if they so choose?
Yeah, they'll be noticed as a public.
Counselor Tigan, did you have any questions or concerns?
I mean, my thought is just in terms of the cap, so to speak, that the council put on the city for investing in time on this. If there's a certain number of members that you're looking for that you think you can reasonably support with the amount of time you've been given to complete the task, is 9 too many? Is 4 too few? Like, what is your perspective on sort of how much juice you can get from the squeeze in terms of the 60 hours that you have?
From my perspective, if you approved all 9, I think we could be productive. 9 is a okay size. I think more than 9, 10, it gets a little bit larger, hard to give everyone room to actually speak. But 9 should be okay with the 60-hour.
And can you speak to which city staff will be involved in these meetings?
So initially, it'll be the 3 of us actually on the side of the table. Depending on how the conversation goes, we could pull in people from other departments if they want to focus on personnel. We might pull in HR if they want to focus on some other aspect of operations. We could pull someone else. We're trying to limit it to a few staff just with the 60-hour.
Right. That's why I asked. And you and I spoke for a couple of minutes beforehand, but I would like to see someone from this efficiency committee come back with us or with you, if possible, if they're willing, maybe the chair, to discuss their findings and feelings about how those meetings went. Maybe as a special orders of business or something.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable, especially if we can wrap up in the next couple of weeks. Having them come back for a special order of business presentation. Especially if before the chair is selected, they know they might have to speak.
Or might be asked to.
They might be
yes.
asked to speak. That could help with that selection piece
Right.
also.
Does that sound okay to you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Anyone else have thoughts, questions, concerns?
I can just, I've just very quickly looked through this list, and first off, want to acknowledge that it's quite the ask for anyone in a position that these folks hold to spend the time that they've indicated that they'd be willing to volunteer on behalf of the city. So just really want to acknowledge that this is not a small ask for people that have the CV that they're bringing here. The ones that feel most, I think everybody on this list has really awesome experience that could be useful to the city in this situation. The ones that feel most compelling to me are, there's a couple folks who have experience in commercial banking, where they would essentially have some significant role in looking through the books of a large organization to understand, you know, what kind of trade-offs that they're making in their business decision making. I think I only honestly know one person on this list. That's Kathy Gordon. I know her because we go to church together, but everyone else on this, I know by the title of who they are and you know, the organization that they're from. But I would say that so either being in charge of the organization, you know, having some management responsibility, a banking facility job where they're actually taking a look at books and making an investment determination. There's a couple of finance folks here, chief financial officers. So kind of using that frame, I would say that Michael, Bryce, and Brian don't necessarily meet that mark. It doesn't mean that they wouldn't bring something else to the table, but they don't have that same level of experience that I see in their actual blurbs that we have here. That's sort of my just first filtering criteria, having looked at this for, you know, a better part of 5 minutes. And thinking about who would be useful in this situation.
Do you think 9 is too many, Counselor Tigan?
No, I mean, I'll trust the staff on that. They do a lot of work facilitating larger organizations like the Budget Committee and others. I'll just say from my own experience trying to facilitate deep focus group type conversations where you're really digging into stuff, the more numbers you have, the harder it is. And so, but there's 9 of us.
That's what
They do pretty good with that. Or I guess 8 right now, but you know what I mean. So I wouldn't be opposed to the slate if that's what the committee chooses. I'm just giving you my filtering criteria for what I think are the key functions of the folks coming.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you. I agree, Paul. I also feel that those other folks sort of broaden the spectrum of representation and sort of make sure that we're including a diverse group of eyes on that can maybe have an insight that another wouldn't. So I feel really good about that.
Great.
Are we ready to entertain a motion?
I echo what all the thoughts in the room thus far. I think it's a great lineup. You know, and I appreciate the fact that Michael Gay does have complex state budget analysis experience. I think that's really important. A lot of times folks ask us, why can't we run our government like a business? And there's a lot of reasons why you can't. So I find it helpful to see folks who have nonprofit experience and public sector experience on here too, because we don't sell widgets, we don't sell products. We're a fundamentally different organization. We do different things. And I don't know, I think this is a really great cross-section of professionals. So I'm excited and I'm fully supportive of this group.
Is that a motion?
Yes, I will move the I will move the proposed membership slate of the City Efficiency Committee as recommended by staff.
I'll second. Is that okay?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
Motion passes. You will ask though, if they will hopefully, present or speak.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that would be beneficial.
Absolutely.
We hear enough from staff, but it's great to have other voices. So,
It was great hearing, well, we had 3 or more, we had all those revenue task force folks came in and really helped breathe life into that document, so. Something similar to that would be great, but perhaps we don't need so many folks since this is a much smaller group, but yeah, I would say. we Definitely want to hear from at least one member of them. Once they're done.
absolutely.
So next on our agenda, management update and information items.
If I may, I don't have any formal update. I will say that we completed the audit for fiscal year 2024 by the deadline. It was a clean audit. There were no findings. That's how we want it to be.
How many years in a row is that?
But
It's a lot. I don't know. Every once in a while, there's like a note, but we haven't had a finding for a long time. That's why we like it.
congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll have the formal presentation. We'll bring in the auditors at the February meeting. Unfortunately, they were just sick and out of the office for this meeting. We'll get that teed up for February.
Who were you seeing as our auditor?
So it was Grove Mueller Swank, and they were actually acquired by REDW. It's a national auditing firm, so that's who we use. And that's selected by the finance committee as the audit committee for the city, every 5 years.
Okay. That is, I wasn't aware that it had been acquired, that's interesting.
They still maintain their local office, so they're just down in Salem. So they're on site a couple times a year, and then we do a lot of work also.
What's the cost for the audit? Roughly,
It's in the realm of $70,000 to $100,000.
is required by law.
It is required by law. To be a city, we have to complete the audit.
Since
Is that it for your management update?
That is,
Kelly sent out the budget direction today. At 3:59. So
Departments are gonna be working on developing their 26 budgets, so stay tuned, we're gonna come on that.
some have already started.
Yeah,
slash
started
completed,
yeah.
a little early.
So do we have continued business?
We do not for today. I will note, brand new finance committee chair, welcome. I will be working on a work plan for the year. There's some things that come to the finance committee regularly, quarterly investment reports, the audit, things like that, but we'll be talking about other things. The finance committee might be interested in weighing in on. So if you have anything, just let myself know.
Yeah, and speaking of quarterly investment report, the Q4 investment report will be coming to you at the February meeting as well. Normally that's slated for this time, but it wasn't quite completed.
I think I saw it today, so it wasn't quite in time for the agenda.
Yeah.
I have a question, might be obvious, but will this committee that we voted in today be reviewing our investment reports as part of their responsibilities?
I mean, they could, if they wanted to. It's a pretty, you give an overview of the investment process. It's a pretty low risk area where you see some return. But it's certainly something we could look at.
I think it'd be good for them to know. I've had some folks make comment, not these folks, but some folks make comment about how we invest, the city invests. I think it'd be good.
New business? Oh,
Well, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Just a housekeeping matter, is this going to be our regular meeting time? So I want to make sure I get them all on my calendar. Today is the third Tuesday at 4 p.m. Is that when I should expect future finance committee meetings?
So usually it's the third Monday.
I was gonna
This
say,
just
they
happened
used to
land
be on
holiday.
Mondays.
Yes, they
Okay.
were. Okay,
So it's
so
usually prior to if you have a work session, so the third Monday of each month.
okay, all right.
And that's again open to this committee if you want to look at a different time. For many years, it was like an 11 o'clock meeting. But we moved it to this time because a lot of times you're here for the work session regardless.
Sounds to me.
Does that work for everyone? I mean, you can obviously think about it and get back to us, but.
Counselor Tigan, does.
Yeah, at this start time, 4 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, anything I can know ahead of time, I can schedule around, so I can definitely make it work.
And if that works, now we have the committee will set up appointments for the full year.
Works for me. Does the third Monday,
Third Monday.
4 o'clock.
Unless there's a holiday,
Then it's a
Yeah.
two.
then it's a Tuesday.
Okay,
I'm trying to think of February late.
I think it
I think it does.
The next one's a holiday too.
Yeah, so it'll be the 18th of February.
new business?
Nothing from staff.
Anybody have anything? Anyone? So we're adjourned? We are adjourned.
It's everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
See y'all in a little bit.